Owning a home is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much. And when something breaks, it can feel like the whole day unravels. That's why HomeServe exists. For as little as $4.99 a month, you'll always have someone to call. A trusted professional ready to help, bringing peace of mind to 4.5 million homeowners nationwide. For plans starting at just $4.99 a month, go to homeserve.com. That's homeserve.com. Not available everywhere. Most plans range between $4.99 to $11.99 a month your first year. Terms apply on covered repairs.
Purpose isn't about productivity. It's about meaning. Having something to do each day that feels meaningful can transform not just what our children get to do each day, but how they see themselves and their place in the world. G'day, I'm Debra Caldow, and welcome to the Expanding Worlds podcast, where the focus is on helping you, as you support your young person with additional needs, plan for their future. A future where they're safe, secure, and live a rewarding and fulfilling life. From around the world, I share stories and I share solutions from people making this happen right now. I'm a parent of a young person with additional needs, so I understand the challenges. Many of the people I've interviewed on this podcast have already helped me design a better future for my daughter, and I hope that they might help you as well to imagine what's possible for your young person. Having a purpose is important for all of us. But I believe it's especially valuable for someone with additional needs because it enhances their self-worth, improves their emotional well-being, and builds independence in very practical ways. And what I mean by purpose here is not some broad philosophical concept about finding a purpose in our life or having that one life's purpose. This is about having a purpose to the day, a reason to get out of bed. So it's not just about having a purpose, it's about engaging with a purpose. It's an action on our part, not something we go along with. Purpose helps answer the question, who am I? And for our children, who often get defined by their support needs, having a meaningful role shifts the focus to their strengths and their contribution. Purpose can take many forms. It doesn't have to be big or traditional. It might be paid employment or supported work. It could be volunteering. It could be a special interest or a hobby. Although I would say here that these need to be driven by the individual, not by the need to fill in time. That's not engaging with a purpose. Engaging with a purpose is good for us. It's linked to being happier and healthier. Engaging with a purpose helps build resilience. And this resilience allows us to more effectively deal with any setbacks we might face. This is certainly true for my daughter, who's had to learn to cope with demanding and sometimes just rude customers where she works. Over time, she's become better at coping with these emotionally challenging moments. Her purpose, her job, gives her the motivation needed to face these moments. And while this is a very useful work skill, it's equally useful in other parts of her everyday life. When individuals have a clear purpose to engage with, they're more likely to muster the motivation needed to face challenges head on, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Purpose can also lead to better physical health. In my daughter's case, it's walking to the bus stop and then walking home from work. And having a purpose often naturally leads to skill building. Having a job requires time management, communication, travel skills. Volunteering requires social interaction and a sense of responsibility. A hobby requires focus and mastering a skill. Purpose can also strengthen our social connections. Purpose often involves other people, colleagues, groups, communities. This can help reduce social isolation and create a sense of belonging. It can even lead to building meaningful, not forced relationships because of that common interest or goal. Purpose also provides structure and predictability. Purpose gives a reason for structure. I find this very true for my daughter. As part of having a job, she needs to get up at a certain time in the morning, follow a schedule so she can leave the house to catch the right bus to work. And of course at work she has specific tasks that need to be completed. And I notice a marked difference in her on the mornings that she doesn't have to go to work. She's easily distracted by social media, and unless she has something specific to do, will almost become attached to her screen. Our purpose changes who we are as people because it encourages personal growth. The journey to finding a purpose that we can engage with involves exploration as we look for what we can do and recognise what we can't do. Engaging with a purpose requires continuous learning and development. For my daughter, discovering what she was good at, talking to people, was about self-discovery and overcoming what she thought about herself. Being alongside her on that journey and watching her confidence in her own abilities and decisions grow has been nothing short of wonderful. Purpose isn't about productivity, it's about meaning. Having something to do each day that feels meaningful can transform not just what our children get to do each day, but how they see themselves and their place in the world. Engaging with a purpose in whatever form works for the individual will lead to a more fulfilling and satisfying life, fostering resilience, improving mental health, and promoting stronger relationships. Purpose is deeply interlinked with dignity because it moves someone away from being a passive recipient of support towards being an active participant in society. I just want to say thank you for taking the time to listen, and I hope that the stories and solutions shared on here help you as you support your young person to create their future. If you'd like to support the podcast, then visit my Buy Me a Coffee page at buymeacoffee.com/expandingworlds. Or you can connect with me on Instagram or LinkedIn at Debra Caldow. I'd love to have a conversation with you on any of the topics we all care about. Bye for now.